Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another Coffee with Ira. Today, I am sipping coffee out of my California surveying and drafting supply mug and Century Graphics mugs. I am so thankful for my job at California Survey and Drafting Supply. Today, I want to talk to you guys on a Friday about a few things that have touched me this week, or something that I've been chewing on this week, and I hope it's a blessing. So first, I want to start out by saying, what I love about social media is that we're not alone. You might feel like you're alone, but you're really not. People, social media relationships are not fake relationships. If you invest in them and get to know people, they're sincere friendships, and I'm thankful for them. So if you're my friend, thank you for being my friend. Thank you for encouraging me. Thank you for supporting me. And I hope that I am doing the same for you and showing you love on your posts and writing engaging comments and helping you in your endeavors to find a job, or, with your print needs, whatever it might be. We're just people trying to help people on social media as we also try to accomplish our own goals. So that's a thought that I just want to put out there, because there's a lot of phoniness in the world, but it's not because of social media. People are phony whether you meet them in person or online. And the same is true with authentic people. They're authentic whether you meet them online or in person. So if they're good people, they're good people, and if they're friendly, they're friendly, and if they're not, well, go deal with somebody else if you can, because there's plenty of good people out there. So 3 things I want to talk about today: hustle, flexibility, and opportunity cost. That's the 3 things this week that have been important to me, and I think might also be important to you guys. Okay, so first is hustle. I'm going to talk about this in 2 different ways: the way it affects me in my job and the way it might affect you in your job search. Okay, I am an outside sales rep for California Survey and Drafting Supply. I sell printer equipment and large format graphics when somebody might need it for, their trucks or their windows or event or whatever. Okay, so primarily I'm out there hunting for equipment, supplies, and service, but I also can help people with their graphics needs. That's kind of how it works. In my line of business, and probably most people's lines of business, more and more people are going to do their purchasing online, and we're going to talk about the opportunity cost of that in a minute. But where the hustle comes in for me is I have to make sure that I'm constantly making phone calls, sending emails, stopping in and meeting people, going to networking events, doing even social media, just to make sure that they don't forget about me, because out of sight definitely is out of mind. How many people are you connected to on LinkedIn? I'm connected to over 30,000 people, right? I'm maxed out. So what happens? I'll make a post and I might get, 500 views or 15,000 views. It really doesn't matter. Well, I'm not even being seen by everybody I'm connected to, right? So imagine the people that I'm not connected to, they're not seeing me at all. I mean, that's the way that I feel about it, right? So it's my job to continually put out good information, to reach out to them, to stop in and say hello to them in person, to call them on the phone, to text, to send a direct message. All these different ways that we have to touch people, that's all part of the hustle effort, providing a way for them to know that you exist. It's important. Now, not as many people do that anymore. It used to be very common. Now it seems like people want to do what's called bait and wait. Well, they'll put out a marketing campaign online, or maybe they'll have their HubSpot send out 30,000 emails, and then they'll wait for the response to come in. And while I'm not saying, or I'm not trying to be a proponent like, hey, you shouldn't do that stuff. You absolutely should. Your company should, or you should do that if you can. But you should also, where my job is to kind of pick up where my marketing team stops, right? To take up where they stop. And that's to work the phone, to work the emails, to work the networking events, to go and visit people in person, to make appointments, to do presentations and all those things. It takes a lot of time and effort. I spent a lot of time in the car driving. I spend a lot of time doing work before and after hours, and even on the weekends. I try to do research on prospects, and I try to stay up on industry trends for the people that I sell to. Look, there's a lot of books behind me. There's even more over here, but you can't see on camera. And then of course what I do online. Look, it's just a continual process of working. You know, I like to tell people sales is not an 8 to 5 Monday through Friday job. It's a lifestyle, and you got to put into it to get out of it, right? And that's true of pretty much everybody's job. I'm not trying to sell. Sales takes more effort or energy than any other job. When I was a print sales manager back in Texas, I worked probably just as hard, if not harder, than I do now, just trying to get my feet off the ground because I was starting from scratch. So, anyways, hustle. If you want to succeed, hustle at your job. If you don't have a job, then your job is finding a job, and you need to hustle at that. Here's what I mean. You cannot just write one generic resume. You cannot have one generic cover letter and just change the to whom it may concern, right? You have to, in today's world, you have to really read that job description on the job listing, and you have to then go in and kind of tweak. I'm not saying completely overhaul, but I'm saying modify your resume to include the keywords that are applicable to you, so you're not making stuff up. But if you call it yellow and they call it golden, and you fit golden, then you should go in and change yellow to golden so that it picks up. You should also make sure that you're following the ATS rules. If you're not following Kirsty, do hashtag KB or hashtag KB5 search. Look up Kirsty on LinkedIn. She's writing posts almost daily on ways that you can make sure your resume is not getting weeded out by the ATS system. It's all free help. And I don't know why anybody wouldn't want to be following her. She's golden. And there's so many others, Melissa and Courtney and Jennifer and Juliana. You just follow some of my posts and see the people that respond on a regular basis or the people that I tag every once in a while, because I don't like to over tag on my posts. But when I tag somebody, trust me, those are people that you want to get to know. If you're having trouble getting your profile to pop, talk to Jared, right? There's all kinds of people that are willing to help you. And you can get a lot of the information for free just by following them and reading their posts. If you don't have money, I understand. Look, I'm not wealthy either. You can get the help for free in most cases just by, going to Project Help You Grow and sites like it. Look, I'm not trying to say that I'm the only one who helps for free. I know Courtney Baum, she has the Free on Friday webinar. All you gotta do is sign up. I think it's the first 100 people or whatever it is. But anyways, it's free. A little bit of hustle goes a long way. Now, also, if you are looking to interview at a company, you need to become like me, a sales rep in this sense. You want to look them up. You want to get on their website, study it. You want to get on their social media pages, study them. You want to look at the key players that you're going to be meeting with, study their LinkedIn profiles or Facebook profiles, follow them on Twitter. Look, it's all public information. You're not doing anything wrong. You're doing everything right. If you're clicking on everything you can click on and learning everything you can learn, and then you go in prepared, that is a job well done. That's not weird. That is what you should do, because the cream rises to the top. And if you want to be the cream, you want to show everybody, hey, I'm going to work my butt off when I get this job. Well, do it before you get the job. The proof is in the pudding sometimes. Show them how hard or how much you want the job by how hard you're going to work to prepare to get it. They say the best ability is availability, but I don't know about that. I think preparation is vital in anything. If somebody comes into an interview for me, if I'm hiring somebody and they come in prepared, they know everything about my company, they know something about my industry, the trends, they know about our company challenges before I even hire them, you better believe that's somebody I'm going to look very, very closely at and consider, because they've shown that they want it. They've shown that they're capable. They've shown that they don't need to be spoon-fed. So anyways, I hope that helps. The flexibility I want to talk to you comes in this. I talk about all the time, one of the ways I'm able to get the things done throughout the day that I get done is because I have block time scheduled in the day, things to do. So I'm working on tasks in block times, and I create my priority list. So I rank out the things I need to do for the day, and then I work on the highest priority stuff first, and I work down the list. Now, what you need to make sure, and what I want to make sure people understand, is you still have to be flexible. For example, earlier this week, I had already created my list. I was already working on it, and I got a call from a customer. The customer had an emergency situation where they had run out of supplies. Okay, that now augments my list, because my customers are the reason I can buy coffee to put in this cup. So I readdressed the situation. I processed the order with my office. I went when it was ready, picked up the order, and delivered it to my customer. And I actually did that a couple times this week. And you know what's good about that? It helps me let my customers know that they're a priority. It also helps me build relationships, stronger relationships. We're going to talk about in just a second the opportunity cost of buying online. But one of the things that my customers have figured out is that I answer my phone before 8 o'clock in the morning and after 5 o'clock at night. And if you need me, even at 2 a.m. in the morning, I can be there for you. That's something that people really like. Okay. So be flexible. Don't get used, right? If somebody called me and they just wanted to chit chat for an hour, I don't necessarily have time for that. Now, sometimes I do, actually, because I'm commuting into the Bay Area. I don't actually live in the Bay Area. I live just outside the Bay Area. So as I'm commuting in, if somebody calls me and I'm not doing anything, I might be listening to an ebook or listening to a sermon or something like that, or I might be doing type text. But anyways, a lot of times when I'm driving, I can take a phone call, so I will. But look, if you're calling me and I'm about to walk into an appointment and it's not a priority, trust me, I'm not even going to take the call. It's going to go straight to voicemail, right? You have to be smart about how you use your time. So be flexible, but also be smart, right? It's almost like a rigidity, being rigid on, okay, this is a priority, this isn't a priority. Now, it's not in your tone, in your attitude, right? You always want to be soft with people. Kill them with kindness. You catch more honey or more flies with honey. All those things are always true. There's not really a reason in most cases to even be stern with people. And frankly, this world has, especially with social media for some reason, gotten kind of over aggressive. So I think we need to soften things up a little bit. I think that's one of the reasons why people tend to like me on social media, is even when I disagree with you, I will do it in a gentle way, because I just don't see the advantage of trying to go, head to head with people. A lot of times it's just pride, frankly, and that doesn't help. They say pride comes before the fall, because that's what the Bible says anyway. So I believe what the Bible says. All right, the last thing I want to talk about beyond the hustle and flexibility is the opportunity cost. Look, many of you guys are like me, and we're going all the time, and sometimes it's just so easy to get on a website and buy whatever it is from the website, and we don't think about the opportunity cost of what if we had purchased that in person. Okay, so first thing I want to say is I've sold for 20 years, and if I didn't sell, I wouldn't be able to feed my family. Many of you know I have a large family. I have 8 children and my wife, and so I support all of us. Well, actually, my oldest son is now in college, and he's kind of on his own. So I support 9 people, really, okay? If people didn't buy from me, and frankly, everything that people buy from me, they can pretty much buy online. So I appreciate every single time somebody buys something from me. I know that they could probably save $1 or $2. It's usually not much more than that, honestly. Prices online are typically just a hair under what people in person can sell for, because of the overhead and things like that, and support staff like me. But honestly, consider what you get when you purchase from somebody in person. A brick and mortar company with local people means that you're helping to support the local economy. That may or may not matter to you, but trust me, it's important. The taxes that pay for everything. If you're into the government providing stuff, It runs on taxes, and taxes require local purchases. In most cases, you're helping to promote the economy through the tax, but you're also helping to support that local business. Look, my company wouldn't be able to support me if people didn't buy from me. They'd have to let me go. And that would be devastating to them and to me, because my company likes me. They sought me out to come back. They support me. Frankly, they're generous with me, right? I need to make the sales to help them justify what they pay me and to keep me on board. And so that's part of why I hustle, right? But when I hustle, I need people to be open to the phone call, the email, to the in-person visits. I need them not to say, hey, we have a relationship with Amazon.com or wherever they're getting their stuff from, right? If you go back to the flexibility, remember the customer who called me? Perfect example. And it happened multiple times this week. I did it more than twice this week. Customers called me in an emergency situation. I was there that day with something to help them out. You can't get that from an online vendor. Even if they want to help you like that, where are they? Who are they? You're not talking to a regular person. Look, my customers who have me as their account manager can call me anytime. They know me. A lot of them have seen pictures of my kids because I'm proud of my family and I show them, right? So they say, you have how many kids? And I go, I have 8. And I show them pictures. That's what I do. I love my family. So the reason why I bring that out is that it's that relationship, and that relationship pays dividends when you have a problem. I had a customer who bought something from us a few months back, and then they bought a machine a couple months later, and they said, hey, we haven't opened this stuff up, but we're wondering if you'll take it back. Now, if you don't have a relationship with somebody, and if I didn't have a relationship with them, I would just be like, look, I'm sorry, our 30-day policy is well over. You're over 60 days. We can't do it. Or if they sent in an email, imagine a customer service rep who's never met them before, probably not even in the same country as them. What do you think they're going to say? Well, you know what happened? I took mine to my boss. He took it up to the president of the company. We got it approved. We were able to take all that stuff back. That customer loves the fact that he's buying locally because he got a huge return approved that would have never been approved by somebody if he had this purchased online and didn't have a relationship. Look, having relationships gets you things faster, gets you extra grace and forgiveness when you do make a mistake. And when it's not your fault, when something just goes wrong, and we're on it. We are on it. Why? Because we want you to continue doing business with us. We know how much we value your patronage. We need it to survive. Everybody's company does something to make money. So you are all dependent on somebody to give you money in exchange for your products or services, whatever you're doing. If you're selling online, I'm not trying to we sell online too, trust me. So I'm not trying to say that you aren't providing anything, but I'm saying the people that don't have an actual account rep, whether it's online or in person, if you don't know the person you're dealing with, you're not necessarily supporting a local business. You might want to consider it because there is a lot of value to it. Some of it is value add. Some of it is just feeling good that you're supporting. It's intrinsic, but you're supporting your local economy, your fellow man, to make that living, as opposed to just a giant corporation from another country who's able to do it for 10 cents a unit cheaper. But what happens when there's a problem? What happens when you need help? Do you have a person that you call and talk to directly? That's your dedicated person. If you do, whether it's online or not, you're probably going to be okay, right? So let me just make that clear. I'm not trying to insult anybody, and I hope I haven't. I just want people to think there's pluses and minuses for doing everything, and you have to balance, of course, your checkbook. So sometimes, even though you want to buy from a local person, you can't cost justify it. I understand. If it's a significant cost of doing business, then sometimes, even though there are benefits that would come with doing it locally, you still have to feed your family. I get it. The other thing I want to point out, some people do buy stuff online. Did you know, like my friend Mike O'Connor, okay? Mike O'Connor, SPN, great guy, has a website, has a link from Amazon. And if you click on his link and then go and shop, nothing costs you any more than if you just went straight to Amazon. It's all the same price. But they give him a finder's fee. And I don't know what it is. I really don't care. Look, the point is that if you're going to shop online, at least try to find somebody or something like Mike O'Connor's SPN Amazon link that you can click on first and help somebody that way. That's another way to support somebody. There's just there's all kinds of ways that we can help people. I hope you're looking for ways to do that. I hope you're not just a selfish person, and if you are, maybe you'll consider changing. You know, I've got this hashtag, I'm here to help. I mean it. It's the very first hashtag I ever created. I use it all the time, and I'm sincere about it. Look, there's a lot of things I do for people I'll never mention, because just because I help you doesn't mean I need to talk about it. So that's one thing. Let's grow together is another one of my hashtags, and I love it because, you know, I'm not in a competition with you, and you're not in a competition with me. We can help each other. Oleg's got this expression that he uses all the time: a rising tide lifts all boats. I agree with that. I know he didn't create that; it's somebody else said it, but he uses it, and I'm a fan of it. So, anyways, we can help each other. Let's grow together. And then, of course, if you don't know Project Help You Grow and you're looking for a job, man, get on there because it's all free. Um, and if I can help you, of course, with anything print related, and that's how I feed my family, right? So if you need ink for your HP device, or you need paper for your printer, or you need a new large format printer, or you need a banner printer or anything like that, or you're in the Bay Area and you're having an event, you want some graphics, man, please reach out to me. Uh, it's almost embarrassing how little uh, of a response I get from the social media activity. I do it to keep myself in the eyes and ears and hopefully the hearts and minds of people, but I really don't get much out of it. So that's why I have to hustle so much in person, on the phone, and and via email. But anyways, if you would consider using me as your local print vendor, wow, I would be honored, and my heart will go out to you. So, anyways, that's the coffee with Ira. I know it went a little long. I hope it was worth the time. I hope you guys have a great day. If you have anything you'd like to add to the conversation, please do so in the comments. If you're not following me on LinkedIn, on Facebook, on Twitter, on YouTube, please go ahead and do so. I appreciate the support. I hope you all have a wonderful day and a great weekend.